Hey everyone, Rich Barber back with another episode of Title Buzz, and today let's talk about a question I got recently, which was about what ultimately boils down to what we call the non-waiver provision of the contract. So first, if you're a real estate agent and you come across a situation in your transaction and you have a question, the first thing you should do is reread the contract. Because 95% of the time, the answer is going to be in the contract. I don't know why, there's a whole room full of people that have sat around for years to figure out what goes on in real estate transactions, so they contemplate it and they write it down in the contract. I had a question from the agent yesterday, and she says, let me ask you a question, Rich. If my seller became aware of a mistake, of a default that the buyer committed in the contract early on, but we didn't say anything about it, and now we want to cancel, can we do that? Or does our knowledge of that prior default, without having said anything, somehow prevent us from bringing it up now? And I said, the answer to that question is no, because if you look at the FAR bar contract, line 522 contains what we call a non-waiver provision. Non-waiver provision is just a fancy way of saying, hey, just because you don't bust the other side's chops immediately upon realizing that they did something wrong doesn't mean you're prohibited from busting their chops later on. So if you cut someone some slack in an effort to try and keep the transaction going, and later on they don't do what they're supposed to do, you may not necessarily be prevented from exercising your rights to cancel or take whatever other remedy is available to you as a function of that prior default. Just read the contract, it's in there, non-waiver provisions. If you have any other questions about this or any other aspect of your real estate transaction, give us a call, Rich Barber, Gables, Title and Escrow.